lead into it, I did have Ray Davis as my impact player here. He's someone who's got a little bit better college football pedigree than someone like Ty Johnson. He is younger than Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson is 27 years old. Ray Davis is 24 years old, which is pretty GD old, honestly. He's born, in the 20th century, so, 1999er. But, this guy, he's rushed for 900 yards for 3 different collegiate teams. He's rushed for 1,000 yards on 2 different SEC teams. Last year, he had 14 touchdowns and almost averaged 6 yards a carry, 5.7 yards a carry. Granted, it's Kentucky, but still, you're going up against, your Alabamas, your Georgias, your Floridas. So he'd be someone I'd like to see make a difference, Maybe you're talking about like a Darrell Henderson, Sony Michel type.
It's Curtis Samuel for me.
God damn it, Brando.
I'm sorry, buddy, but it's Curtis Samuel, and I'm on this train. I'm so hyped for this guy.
I should have known you were going to pick this guy.
Yes.
I didn't think anyone else was going to pick this player.
Oh, he's my guy. I like Curtis
15
Samuel.
Curtis Samuel tabs open right now. I have to close all of them.
I got one, and it's enough for me because the separation from this guy. We're talking about article by Cover One. Curtis Samuel, they got him tied for 13th in the NFL at the average separation of 3.3 yards. So he's going to get open, and Josh Allen will throw to open guys. And then we're talking about quick plays off the line of scrimmage. Without your deep threat over the top, you're going to have to build this offense to work underneath. To work underneath in these tight spaces when they're getting covered by linebackers or they're getting boxed in and jammed at the line, you got to get off your horse fast. And when you're looking at Samuel, his next gen stats pointed out he had the 3rd quickest burst in the NFL at 9.8 miles an hour. You think that's, it's only 9 miles an hour, but Trey Palmer, first overall, 9.16. A.J. Brown, 9.1. Curtis Samuel, 9.08. Tyreek Hill, 9.03. Chris Olave, 9.02. And if you look at the other receivers in the Bills wide receiver room last year, and again, maybe he's taking plays off. Diggs was only at 7.73. And Gabe Davis was at 8.25. So those guys are kind of struggling. I just think this guy is perfect for the Bills offense. And when you talk about his carries as a running back from the backfield, Samuel got 41 carries when he had Joe Brady in 2020, averaging almost 6 yards per carry. That 40 carries, 2 carries a game.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was going to say, do you think we'll see a modified Isaiah McKenzie-like role for Curtis Samuel in this offense?
Or like maybe more so like a Debo role.
Yeah, more like a Debo role. Yeah,
Curtis Samuel blows the talent of Isaiah McKenzie out of the water. It's not even close. No offense, Isaiah McKenzie, but Curtis Samuel is something that we haven't had as a weapon here. And I think having him, maybe he's what Jamison Crowder would have been for us a few years ago. But I keep looking around the NFL. I'm looking at wide receivers that signed with other teams as free agents and how they did the next year. And it's not very good the last couple of years. You had Odell Beckham Jr., you had DJ Chark and Juju and Will Fuller. And then you go to 2023 and it's Jacoby Myers, DJ Chark, Robert Woods, Richie James, Alan Lazard, Darian Slayton, Adam Thielen. Curtis Samuel could come in and be the number one.
Adam Thielen had a good year. But he was also in Carolina, where there was no other receiving talent whatsoever.
Curtis Samuel could be the number one free agent wide receiver signing the NFL has seen in the last half decade, probably.
All right. Well, I'm going to knock on wood. That one was
Who
you got? Hot Cheetos,
someone want to write that down?
Give me 1,200 all-purpose yards for Curtis Samuel next year.
I think I'm going to go with Khalil Shakir. Because, obviously, I think Dalton Kincaid is going to have an awesome year. But I think we're all kind of expecting that, right? Second year player, but he's the target getter in the room. He's going to be, I'm not saying he needs to perform like Travis Kelce, but he's going to be in this offense almost what Travis Kelce is in the Chiefs offense, where he's a focal point. He's a headliner in this offense. So anyway, Khalil Shakir, I don't know what to expect as far as production. I don't know if it's going to be the Gabe Davis thing where if you give him a bigger role, his yards per catch is going to shrink. If he stays at the yards per catch and the catch rate that he was, like very few drops, if any at all, last season, I think it's going to be exciting because it's all a question of, did he have his production because Diggs was getting covered up or he was taking up resources from a defense so that, Khalil Shakir could get open. So if Khalil Shakir continues on his current trajectory, plus the added targets that have been vacated by Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs, then maybe you are looking at a fantasy viable player there. And that would be, when I say fantasy viable player, if you don't play fantasy, don't get lost. But it's just like he's definitely a top 2 receiver on his team. top 3 if there's enough production available. So he had some crazy catches. He had that long touchdown in the Jets game. He had a couple where he was really high up in the air. I mean, he's not a tall guy to begin with, but
his touchdown in Kansas City was great, and it was
oh my God, that was amazing.
The only touchdown allowed on that corner all year. What was his name?
L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah.
But
can I give you someone that nobody probably would say?
Yeah.
Connor McGovern at center, moving over, big surprise, filling in for Mitch Morris. And maybe you say the tackle, they kind of have a bargain bin again of talent on the O-line. That's not bargain talent. It's pretty quality, but some question marks, some injury history. The guy they signed from the Bengals, he's a tackle.
Collins.
Yeah, Collins. And I think Connor McGovern could be, the new spear of the offense, right? You got to figure out those handoffs. You go right over left over right, side by side, a little slap on the butt before the ball comes. How do you do this, Josh? How are we going to make this happen? So just a under the radar type of player that could be somebody that surprises, or he surprises poorly and just the line gets blown up all the time. So it could go one way or the other. Go Bills.
Go Bills.